Hey guys, welcome to my channel. That was loud, sorry. That welcome to my channel is obviously for YouTube. If you're watching this on Instagram, then hello. I am doing Jesus and coffee today. Shout out to everybody who encourages me to do this. I know it should obviously just be something that I do from within, and it really is. It is. However, shout out to those people who've been riding with Jesus and coffee for such a long time. Even though I do them infrequently, they remember and they'll hit me up like, when are you going to do Jesus and coffee again? Thank you for loving Jesus and coffee enough to ask me when I'm going to do it again. That means a lot to me in my heart, and I thoroughly appreciate it. I don't think you know how much it means to me when people are like, yo, when can I get a Jesus and coffee? Because I started this in 2016. That was a long time ago. Gianna wasn't even born. I think I was pregnant with her, but I don't even think I knew I was pregnant. I think I did my first one like a couple weeks before I even found out I was pregnant. But obviously having a child changes everything. I should talk about that one day. Like, I should do a true life, I'm a mom and this is the reality, and don't believe everything you see on Instagram. That's what I should do. Anyway, that's not what this video is about today. I am gonna talk about identity. Do y'all say identity or identity? Because I really just say identity, but I try to be eloquent and enunciate. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. Lost my train of thought. Been up since really early this morning, so you have to forgive me. Let's dive right into this. I am gonna talk about struggling with whose you are. So let's establish this first and foremost. Whose are we? We are children of God. That is who we belong to. Shout out to Jesus. Anyway, I want you all to think about this. On a daily basis, sometimes people will post on Instagram or something like, they'll say their mama's name, like my mom's name's Robin. They'll say, I'm Robin's child, so I blah, 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 because, Robin, blah, 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 blah. Just a little backstory, my father, rest in peace, who's no longer here on earth with us, was feisty. My daddy was a firecracker. He would curse you out in 2.5 seconds. People who know me know I don't even curse, right? So I'm not really like him, right? But the thing is, we have a father who we actually want to be like, right? And the beautiful thing about being a child of God is that we have a loving and forgiving father, but at the same time, we have a wonderful example of a father. So when I think of identity, I think of, who am I in Christ, and what things do I want to do to mirror my father, right? And to be Christ-like, right? So I real quick just want to talk about, like, it's so easy to forget, and sometimes we realize we're not of the world, we're in the world, and we start trying to act as if, or live as if, we forget that our identity is not found here on earth in earthly, worldly things. And so sometimes I think we think about, we get too caught up in earthly, worldly things, and our identity gets too, there I go again, identity. Our identity gets caught up in earthly and worldly things versus in Christ-like things, right? Versus holy or righteous things. And I know for me, sometimes, like, I want to reap. I don't even realize, when I think about the benefits I want to reap, I don't even realize that I'm seeking to reap worldly benefits that don't mean anything to the kingdom. So what I want to encourage you today, and myself, is to seek to reap kingdom benefits. Obviously, our reward is not here. Our reward is in heaven. So my message, really, just my overall encouragement to you today is, don't forget whose you are, because it's super easy to think for a second that, like, we are working towards so many worldly things because we sometimes pair our identity with things in the world. Identity, y'all. We pair it with things in the world. When I get excited, I start to enunciate and that reporter comes out in me. Anyway, so I just want to encourage you today to remember whose you are and to remember to put your identity in the Lord. I really wanted this to be short. I'm going to read a couple verses for you. I love this. This is Bible Promises for You. And who is it by? I don't even know who it's by. But there are so many. There are topics in here that you can look. This is not an author because it's just Bible verses, right? So like there are different topics, and this one is particularly under identity. And one of the verses that I want to keep in mind is Psalm 103 says, "Know that the Lord is God. It is He who made us, and we are His. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture." So we are in His pasture, not the world's pasture. We are His sheep, nobody else's sheep. And so please try to remember that, especially when we get caught up in like feeling like we're not being seen by those around, we're not being seen by the world, or like they're overlooking me. They're not noticing, my boss doesn't notice me, or my like certain people, this like clique that I want to be cool with, they don't even notice me. We don't belong to them. We're not theirs, right? Are you working every day? Are you striving to work for the kingdom? That's what the question needs to be. Like, who cares if worldly people are neglecting and overlooking you? Because at the end of the day, we want favor with the Lord, right? And then the other verses, Ephesians 2:10, we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. We are God's workmanship. That means so much. We are legitimate workmanship. Think about that. Like we're created. Like the Lord put so much into you. He put so much into me, creating us to be who we are. And we're created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Just remember that you were formed before you knew when you were just cells. The Lord knew who you were and whose you were, because you were created by Him for His kingdom. So those are the verses I wanted to share. That's the message I just wanted to put out there today. And thank you again for those people who really like Jesus and coffee and encouraged me to do this. I'm going to share 3 things. I wanted to do this. It's what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and what I'm doing. What I'm reading is Building Family Ties with Faith, Love, and Laughter. I know that this is reversed, but this book is by Dave Stone. Dave Stone is the former pastor of Southeast Christian Church. He just stepped down a couple of weeks ago, and that's a local mega church in Louisville. But this is a super good book. I love how it talks about having a purpose in your family. Sometimes when we get married, we sort of we lose track of that. Like we forget that when God places 2 people together, I'm going off on another tangent, but there's purpose in our marriage. And it's interesting to read about how to actually build family ties so that our children will grow up and they will like it's almost like having, your family's your tribe. It's almost like having culture and rituals within your family that really bond you guys even closer, because just having a child and being married, just those ties, they're really not enough. There's so much more to it, and this is how to strengthen those ties. I love this book. What I am watching Grey's Anatomy, because it takes a long time when you just started it last year, and it's like 20 million seasons long. So I'm currently watching that, but I am on the current season. Yay, go me. That's taking a lot of hours of my life, child. And what I'm doing, I am redecorating our master bedroom. And maybe I'll share that when I'm finished. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.